So Forbes magazine recently did a story called The Impact of COVID on Workplace Conflict. And the article went on to talk about the increase in conflict and disputes within organizations. Sometimes the conflict was with the organization itself, its values and expectations. But much of the conflict was between employees, right? Companies, they've seen a significant rise in the need for team mediations. Issues like social distancing or safety protocols. Also more conflict related to diversity and different age groups. The writer also shared that employees were feeling more burned out and that mental health issues were becoming a greater contributing factor to conflict. You see, part of having a high EQ or emotional quotient is the ability to navigate our differences in a healthy way. And whether it's challenges in a relationship or marriage or at the workplace, emotionally smart people are able to talk openly and honestly about real problems. So in this session, I want to give you a tool that I believe will help everyone design a compassionate yet honest way to prevent our emotions from hijacking us in fights and conflicts and in arguments. It's a simple framework, or really just a structure for designing a conversation between two people to talk honestly about their needs and wants in a non-emotional way. So this 5-step plan, it can be used in social settings, romantic settings, and for sure in work relationships. All right, so let's talk about it and see how you can use it to rise above the typical emotional drama that we experience and become emotionally intelligent in conflict. This, my friends, is your playbook for having an emotionally intelligent conversation with somebody. So let's dive in. Step 1, we want to identify the problem by using the phrase, when you. When you leave the dishes in the sink, when you arrive late to meetings, when you talk over me. See, step 1 of the process is to be honest and straightforward with the core issue. Don't sugarcoat it. Say it plainly. It doesn't have to be emotional, just factual. Step 2. Step 2 is where we want to identify our feelings. We've talked about how people with a high EQ have the ability to specifically name their feelings. This is where you want to do this in the conversation. So, I feel disrespected. I feel like you don't care. I feel unheard. I feel frustrated or angry. So step 2 is to identify the feeling. Step 3. Step 3 is where you clearly state the why on why you're feeling this way. What is the person doing to make you feel the way you're feeling? You'll want to use the word because in step 3. For example, because it slows the team down. Because I have to now stay late. Because I feel disconnected from you. You get the idea. Explain your feelings in step 3. Now, step 4. This is where we state our desire and intention for the future. This is really like the action plan of how things need to change. And we define it and how we define it and what it looks like for the next time. We're going to use the phrase, in the future. Let me give you an example. In the future, can we make family vacation decisions together? In the future, can you give me a 24-hour advance notice? In the future, can you agree to take full responsibility for your actions? You see how that works. So, and then finally, step 5 is asking, is that okay? Basically, step 5 is about getting agreement, confirmation that this is going to be the new plan. Now, this doesn't require emotions. It doesn't require an argument. It's an easy process for not slipping into emotional arguments and conflict. So let's do a quick review. Step 1, identify the problem by saying, when you. Step 2, name the feeling, I feel. Step 3, state why you feel this way. Step 4 is where you make recommendations to overcome this in the future. And finally, step 5 is get agreement by confirming and asking, is that okay with you? This is the future of fighting. This is how we can navigate all of our conflict. This is how you build your emotional power. I'm Mike Foster. This is EQ, and we'll see you next time. And remember, if this has been helpful to you, it might be helpful to someone else too. So please take a moment and share and like this video.